Hey you beautiful people, it's Courtney. Welcome back. Today I'm going to be sharing with you 5 of my favorite no glue slime recipes. And before we get started, I did make an Instagram for a ton of slime videos, giveaways, all types of like restock info, all that. So definitely make sure to check it out if you want. It's My Slime Shack Official. I'll link it down below. But let's go ahead and get started with DIY number 1. Now this one is probably my favorite, and all you need is some Deso clay. I think I'm saying that right. I'm not too sure. I've always done this with Model Magic clay, so I wanted to try out this clay. So I'm going to show you the two and kind of compare them. So this is with the Deso clay, and so I'm just adding some lotion to it, and this is also going to make it smell really good. You could add food coloring as well, but then you just kind of want to like mix in the lotion and just get it combined really nicely, and just adding more as you go. As you can see, the clay is kind of crumbly here, so you want it to be a nice, smooth, fluffy texture. So just keep adding lotion until you get there. So I'm just adding more in, kneading it together like so until it gets to a pretty good consistency. And what I noticed with this clay is it gets a little bit on the sticky side when you add in the lotion, whereas the Model Magic does not at all. So I just added in a little bit of cornstarch just to give it kind of a more matte finish and kind of get rid of that stickiness, and it seemed to help a lot. So I just mixed in a tiny bit, and you're left with like a really fluffy, awesome like clay slime. I love adding clay to my slime. It's so amazing, and it really stretches it out. Now I'm going to show you in this next clip. This is with the Deso clay. Now here is with the Model Magic clay, and it's just a lot stretchier in my opinion with the lotion, and it has a much better finish. So I would recommend this clay, but I did want to try out the Deso just to see like how it turned out. But this is one of my favorite no glue recipes. I think it works so amazing. You could do slime swirls, all types of fun poking stuff to it, and it just turns out really nicely and true to real slime. So for DIY number 2, this one is also really comparable to real slime. My camera like didn't record this part, but basically I just emptied 3 of these masks into a little bowl. You want to make sure they are a peel off mask. And then I'm adding in just a sprinkle of baking soda. You don't have to measure it exact or anything. And then I'm adding in a little bit of contact solution to activate this. So all you really need for this slime is a peel off mask and an activator. So I'm just mixing it together. It was still a little sticky, so I added in a little more of the saline solution, and then I just started to knead it with my hands a bit until it completely formed together. And it acts a lot like clear slime, so you don't want to like activate it too much, and then it will be kind of like rough and tough and rip really easy. But I love this stuff. It's so awesome. It does make only a tiny bit, so you need a lot of the face mask if you want to make a big chunk of it. But what's also really cool is you could color it, so you could use paint or food coloring. I'm just kneading in some paint to this. I don't know why I didn't do it at the beginning. I guess I just wanted to show you guys like the before and after with the coloring, but it makes it this really pretty blue color. So it's really true to slime. I love it a lot, and it's very simple. So on to DIY number 3. This one we're using Play-Doh, and it's going to be very similar to the first one except with Play-Doh. So Play-Doh is normally very like crumbly and just not a very smooth texture. As you could see, I had a lot of trouble like getting it out of the container, but it just rips really easy like this. But all you're going to do is add in some lotion to this as well. So whether you have clay or Play-Doh, you just need one or the other, and then go ahead and knead in the lotion. And I really like the texture of this one. It's very different actually than the clay. When you add in the lotion, they're two very different textures. This is like a very silky smooth Play-Doh. Normally Play-Doh is not this like silky smooth, but it makes it so just like smooth, and I really like the texture a lot. It does make it a lot stretchier than normal Play-Doh. Now it's not super stretchy, but it does have some stretch to it. It reminds me a bit more of like butter slime or just a very loose Play-Doh, but as you can see, it still stretches, and it is a lot of fun, and it feels awesome. For DIY number 4, this one worked extremely well, but you have to be careful. So I thought I would walk you through all the steps because people seem to have a lot of problems with this one. First, you just need some shampoo. It could be any shampoo, but the thicker the consistency, the better. And then all you're gonna need is, I'm gonna go ahead and use food coloring actually to start with, just to add some pretty color to it. But then you're just gonna stir that all together, and you can see it almost looks like a slime as I'm stirring it just because it's such a thick shampoo. But then all you're gonna need is some cornstarch. Now, the problem people have with this is their ratio. So I'm gonna actually show you exactly how much cornstarch I add to this whole thing. I don't measure it, but I just go by consistency. So I poured some in, I start to mix it together. And the biggest thing is people don't add enough cornstarch. You need to add quite a bit. So don't use tons of shampoo because you're gonna need so much cornstarch. So as you can see, I'm just adding more in and more in until it gets to the right consistency. I'm just mixing it together. If it gets super, super crumbly, that means that you added too much cornstarch, and then you could add in some more shampoo. But if it's still smooth like this, just keep adding cornstarch, and eventually it won't be sticky anymore. You just have to kind of like add the right amount. So you have to be careful with this one and very patient, but it does work quite well. It's just all about getting that ratio right. So I'm just going in now and kneading it with my hands once it's not too sticky, and then just keep kneading in a little more cornstarch until it is completely like not sticky. You do have to knead this quite a bit, like this slime does take some work. But as you can see, it starts to form together, and it does turn out to be a really nice like clay kind of slime, like a Play-Doh slime almost. Still very stretchy, very fun to play with, and the cornstarch gives it like an awesome consistency. So I really like that. So it definitely does have some stretch to it. You just have to be very like patient with this one, and definitely just keep adding in cornstarch. If it's too sticky, it will work. It'll get there. Just be patient with it. Now on to this last DIY, which definitely works. It's just my least favorite of the bunch, and it's using Metamucil. Metamucil is like a fiber supplement that you could find at like the vitamin section at Walmart or any supermarket or grocery store. So I'm adding in a tablespoon of the Metamucil in a cup of water and just stirring it together until it dissolves. And then basically you want to stick your bowl into the microwave for about 5 minutes. Watch it, make sure it doesn't bubble over. If it does, just pause it until it stops bubbling over, and then keep going until the 5 minutes are up, and then stick it in the fridge to cool down. So once that's all done, I took it out of the fridge, and you're left with this super jiggly substance. It is very stretchy. I do like playing with it like in the bowl first, because that is when it's like the best. It just stretches so much. But as you can see, definitely a slime. It is a little more like stringy, so not my favorite. It's definitely more like a jiggly slime. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. You could click on over to the left if you missed my last videos and you want to catch up. You can click the Patreon link down below for more exclusive videos and giveaways if you want to check that out. And don't forget to click the subscribe button and turn on the bell for more videos in the future. I'll talk to you guys very soon. Bye!